Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome once again to the eastern wing of the Stink Bug Works, that super secret research and development division of Dr. Jet Laboratories, where we sit around and invent things and make stuff. Here's what we're making at the Stink Bug Works at this moment. This is the H&M Mozilla 400, and it's my project while I'm waiting for the build off with Wayne. Now, the last time I talked about this, I explained why I was going to use this particular hardware and the fact that if you'll look, and I don't know if this is in camera or not, but you can see there's not a whole lot of clearance between this 30 millimeter prop and this little strut here that holds the rudder. Well, I mounted this in all my sketching and drawing on the back of the transom here. I mounted the whole bracket as high as I could possibly get it here on the transom. And so I can actually file the slot here in this strut up a little bit, and I can drop this down maybe 1 or 2 millimeters. So I might be able to spin a 32 millimeter. But I'm thinking this little tiny motor doesn't have a big diameter, so it means it doesn't have a whole lot of torque, which means it's not going to like a large diameter prop. So this setup, this whole bracket nonsense, is perfect with a small motor. If you were to run a bigger motor or a bigger motor, this wouldn't work. Not at all. This has its serious limitations. Assembling it, sorry for the cough. Assembling it is somewhat like a Chinese puzzle. This strut mounting bolt has to be removed, but you can't get the washers out, the dress washers out without pulling the thing out, and you have to do that to access the mounting screws. So it's a bit of a pita to mount. Once it's all up and done, it's still hard to get props on and off, but it looks cool and it's going to work good. Here's another problem I discovered. They shipped this thing with a easy connector, a quick connector already attached, and the hole size is slightly larger. Now, I want my servo on this side so I can have this side, room to move the battery back and forth. I want as much room on this side as I can get. So I want to put the servo and receiver over on this side, which means I want my push rod on this side, which means I have to use that larger hole. And what I wanted to use were these cool little M2 threaded ball links. And because of the geometry of this, I think I'm going to have them on the underside of this arm so that they'll come in right about where that seam is. So I'm going to have to make some sort of spacer for that. And so it's going to be a bit of a pain, but I'll turn something down, a little piece of brass or something. I suppose you could do it with washers or whatever, but I have a little mini lathe, so I'll make something. So there it is, a little update on this. This Delrin block will eventually get some of that Loctite marine glue when it's glued in, because the transom isn't dead flat. The top and the bottom half where they're joined, there's a bit of a cliff where you could jump off one side and land on the other side, So I'll fill all that up with that marine adhesive and, keep water out. As for the push rod linkage, because this is such a long distance, I think I'm going to use my capillary tube and 1/32 wire, although these terminate in 2 millimeter, so I'm going to have to do something clever with the M2 threads. I have some M2 stainless, soft stainless rods I could make something out of, so there may be enough flex. I could put a bellows out here and go that way. We'll have to see. I will cross that bridge when I get to it. The next thing is getting all this right. This is still just a dry fit. Nothing is glued in yet. There, see, there's the stuffing tube. So nothing's permanent. It's just here for a test fit and to show you guys. So there you go. Until next time, jet out.